Previous two classes were on study population and how to derive sample. I explained about sampling methods and also sample size calculation. Actually, there is a very good link. There should be a good link between study population and the sample. And the study population representative. This sample should be a representative of the study population. Okay, and also this sample should have adequate size and also acceptable cost limit. Okay. So this sample, if it has got an adequate size and it should have an within acceptable cost or financial limits, and it should be a very good representative of the study population, then only we can infer or generalize the result got by our study to the study population. Isn't it? That should be generalizability or external validity, we call it. If the study has to have a very good external validity, the sample should be very good representative or adequate representative of the study population, and adequate sample size should be there. Okay, and in study population, how will you derive sample from study population? For that, there are two terminology. One is a target population and another one is an accessible population. I will explain with an example. The investigator want to estimate the prevalence of urinary tract infection among children who have circumcised, that is less than 5 years old, in South Kerala. So there is a population . Okay, and this population is very big. That is children of less than 5 years old among South Kerala, and from that, depending upon certain characters, we are deriving the target population. Okay, so target population, what is that? So this is target population, that is children of less than 5 years old who have done a circumcision and in South Kerala. That is a target population. Okay, as we cannot study all these children, the investigator is conducting the study in pediatric OPD of Government Medical College, Trivandrum. Okay, and what is this target population? Target population includes the demographic and also clinical characters. Okay, so there should be clinical characters. What is clinical characters here? Children of urinary tract infection and also circumcised. Okay, and also there should be demographic characters. Okay, so these two should be there to derive target population from the bigger population. Okay, so there should be demographic characters and there should be clinical characters. Okay, so this is, that is the children of less than 5 years old having urinary tract infection and also have undergone circumcision in South Kerala is the target population. So we cannot go and access all this very easily. So if it is a hospital based study, I can do this or the investigator can do this study in children less than 5 years old attending to the OPD or pediatric OPD of Government Medical College, Trivandrum. Okay, and also that too in a particular time period. So there comes the third population, which is the accessible population. Okay. And this accessible population is derived from the target population depending on the geographical and temporal characters. What is this geographical character? That is the patient, children have undergone circumcision and less than 5 years old attending to where the pediatric OPD of Government Medical College Trivandrum. So that is geographical. Okay. Right. So that is geographical and also in a time period or a time frame during maybe in a from December 2021 to December 2022 or 1 year period. Okay. That is temporal characters. So these geographical characters and temporal characters are included into this and it becomes the accessible population. That means the population which is accessible to the investigator. Okay, so from a population, depending upon the clinical and demographic character, we derive the target population, and from the target population, depending upon the geographical and also temporal, that is the period should be mentioned. It becomes the accessible population, and actually your sample or the study sample is the subset of this accessible population. Okay. It is a subset, right? So this is how you have to derive, and we conduct the study in this study sample. There should be some internal validity in the study sample, and this study result should be generalized to the target population, and that is the external validity or generalizability. Okay, so this you have to remember, and you can be asked questions on examination on this also. So target population depending upon the clinical and demographic characters, that is the children having urinary tract infection and circumcised less than 5 years old in South Kerala is the target population, and these children attending to pediatric OPD of Government Medical College Trivandrum during the 1 year period becomes the accessible population. Okay, of the main bigger one becomes the target, and when we can access that shortened or summarized or filtered to our area, approachable area, that becomes the accessible population, and that should have the setting, that is the geographical association, and also the time length or the temporal association. That become accessible population, and actually your study sample is a subset of this accessible population. And while deriving the study samples from the target population through accessible population, there is inclusion criteria and there are exclusion criteria. Actually what we see with the residents is that, for example, they will write in inclusion criteria as those willing to give consent, and just the opposite they will write in exclusion criteria, that patients not willing to give consent. So inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria are not opposite. Inclusion criteria is something main characters of the target population that pertain to the research question. We will see with an example. So see here, it is a clinical trial of low dose metformin to reduce dysmenorrhea in females with a polycystic ovary. That is my study. So from the population, I am deriving the target population using what all things clinical and also demographic details. So clinical, what is clinical detail? Clinical comes here is the females with the polycystic ovary and with dysmenorrhea. Okay, so female with PCO and dysmenorrhea becomes clinical. And demographic, what becomes demographic? Actually the age, females in the age group of 15 to 44, we can tell it because there should be the menstruating age group. So 15 to 50 we can take. Okay, so females of from 15 to 50 age becomes a demographic. So we made a target group, target population. And what becomes the accessible population? That is females with all these clinical and demographic characters attending the gynecology, obstetrics and gynecology OPD in Government Medical College, Trivandrum. So that becomes a geographical character. And the temporal, again it becomes the from January 1st to December 31st of the specified year becomes the temporal. Okay. So actually these are the main characters of the study participants pertaining to the research question. So the inclusion criteria actually comes here, right? So all these becomes the inclusion criteria. Okay, so they are the main characters of the study participants which are pertaining to the research question. And as I already told, the study sample is actually a subset of this accessible population. Your exclusion criteria comes in this. That is, what is exclusion criteria? The property that may interfere with the follow-up effort or your quality of your data or with the treatment options in a case of randomized trial. So what will be the exclusion criteria in this example? Exclusion criteria. One is that will interfere with follow-up. So that is females who are going to move from this geographical location during this 1 year period. So that will cause a loss to follow-up. So they are excluded. That is moving. And second, interfere with the metformin, that is already on metformin for some other reasons. So they will reduce the quality of your data. So already on metformin for some other reason, they are excluded. And also we can exclude hypersensitivity reaction to metformin, isn't it? So hypersensitivity or allergy to metformin. So this is how you have to write the exclusion criteria. That may affect your follow-up, or that may affect your quality of your data, or that may affect with your, if it is in a clinical trial, the randomization, and also if it affects the treatment. There comes the patient who are not willing to give consent. If in a clinical trial you are allocating to some group and going to start some particular treatment, if the patient is not willing, he is excluded from the study. So this is how you have to think on inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. From this, now you know that hospital-based studies will be easier, isn't it? So all the patients will come to our center. So that will be easy for us to do the study. And what will be in a community-based or population-based study? So all the accessible population we have to reach out. So it will be more of difficulty, more of time consuming, and also cost will be more for a population-based or a community-based study. Okay, and from the accessible population, we have to make the list of all these study samples, and that is called the sampling frame. Okay, your OPD, the list of all the patients with all these inclusion criteria coming during the study period should be easily available, and that should be completed list, and that should be updated also. Okay, it should include all the data or the details of all the data, everything you wanted to include in the study, and that is called the sampling frame. So from this sampling frame is a list of all the study samples you are going to do for the study from the accessible population. Okay. Internal validity of the study is decided by this phase, that is sticking on to inclusion criteria, sticking on to exclusion criteria, not only at the phase of designing, whole through the period of conducting the study, you have to stick on to these inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria, so that it will reduce the bias, selection bias also. And also the other methods to improve or increase internal validity are to stick on to a very good feasibility of the study, look for the feasibility of the study, and also in a follow-up study, do a very good follow-up, specified follow-up, sticking on to the criteria at specific period, and also at the time of data collection, giving a very good questionnaire with less sensitive questions that will improve the response of the patient. All that can be to be looked for to get a good internal validity of the study. And if you have done, especially you have done a cross-sectional study in South Kerala, you got a very good internal validity or a very good results. That may not be generalized to the entire universe. If you are doing a cross-sectional study in South Kerala, it may not be true in case of United States of America, for example. Okay, so this study may or may not be generalizable. Especially in case of cross-sectional study, it may not be generalizable to the entire universe. But in a case of clinical trial, the external validity will be more. That means it may be clinical trials are better generalizable to the entire population. Okay, so that is the study with a good internal validity may or may not be generalizable. That is, may or may not have a good external validity, right? So to summarize, you have a population. From that, depending upon your clinical and demographic detail, you specify the target population, and from the target population, depending upon the geographical and temporal association or several criteria, you look for an accessible population, and that is what the inclusion criteria means. That is the main characters of the study sample that will pertain to the research question. Okay, and the sampling frame is a list of all study samples from the accessible population, and from this accessible population, depending upon the sampling methods and depending upon your sample size, you select the study sample and also look for the exclusion criteria. Exclusion criteria are the points which will negatively affect, which are going to negatively affect either your follow-up phase or your quality of data or your treatment in a case of randomized trial. So all that has to be excluded from the study sample. Okay, and stick on to this inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria throughout the study. Before starting the study and also throughout the study, you have to stick on to all these criteria in order to get a very good internal validity of the study. So the recruitment strategies are very important to reduce bias due to non-response and loss to follow-up. Okay.